This podcast is sponsored in part by No two of us are exactly alike. That's why you need a financial advisor with the freedom to focus on the details that make your life your own, your family, and the challenges you face, the dreams that inspire you. Whatever your goals, you need an advisor who can create a plan uniquely tailored to you, all backed by the sophisticated resources of Raymond James. That's life well planned. To learn more, call President of Starry Financial Group and Raymond James Financial Advisor, Michelle Starry. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member of FINRA SIPC. Starry Financial Group is not a broker or dealer and independent of RJFS. NAACP Spokane has been protecting and expanding the rights of marginalized people for over 100 years. We prioritize education, criminal justice needs, civil engagement, and much more. That is how we are able to stay on top of the issues that affect us most. We are proud to be a part of our national organization and particularly proud of the work that we are doing in Spokane. NAACPSpokane.com. This podcast is sponsored in part by the national Dear Kiantha advice column and our partners at the Spokesman Review. And now, back to Soulful with Kiantha.
Something that I want you to know that I never told you, but I shared with you that if we were to have this conversation, it would be necessary for us both to be completely honest and to be completely vulnerable in the moment so that we can talk about this. When you told me that you had cancer, after I hung up the phone, I'm only wiping because you're wiping.
I know, we just want to make sure that our makeup is still intact.
No, wait till you to be crying.
Absolutely.
But I hung up the phone and I cried for 2 days.
Because it got real.
Because it took my breath away. It took my breath away. And it is not even happening to me. It's happening to somebody that I love dearly. Absolutely. And I know, because I knew all the stuff, I knew that you ate right, you did right, you execute all the things, you live a righteous life. So it completely knocked the wind out of me. And I remember not wanting to talk because I didn't want you to know that I was so upset. And I was trying to, be strong for you. And in truth, it took my breath away. It took my breath away because, like you, hearing the word cancer, just hearing the word cancer automatically takes your mind and your heart to death.
Absolutely.
There are too few times that people live from cancer. And so automatically, that's where my mind went. And so after you had sort of processed that with me and then your brother and then your other friends and kind of started to accept it in yourself, at that point, you still didn't have answers about the kind of cancer it was, what stage it was, what were the next steps. You didn't know any of that. So then what happened?
This is like the 19th or 20th in hospital because I didn't leave there until the 23rd. And they have ran so many tests on me. Mm-hmm. And they are trying to find the origin of where the cancer derived from. It went from its colon cancer. Then it went from its lung cancer. Then it went from its cancer around my heart because it's set around my heart. Then it went from, oh my God, then we went to brain. They thought it was brain cancer. That just killed me then. They had hit every organ in my body except my pancreas. And the game plan, everybody said, we don't want it to go to your pancreas. So if it goes to your pancreas, that's it. Like you might as well check in and check out. Mm-hmm. That's it for you. Mm-hmm. So we're in this hospital. They're doing all these tests. They're probing and prodding. And I keep asking what stage. And I'm praying, God, give me stage 1. Okay, we can get for stage 1. So, and I'm Googling and I'm Googling and I'm Googling. And Google is the devil.
Google is the devil. Listen,
Absolutely.
Google is the devil's cousin.
Devil. Mm-hmm.
Because it has made us all think that we can research medical things because we can find some words about it on Google. Yes, you're right. Google, bad.
So I'm Googling cancer as a whole because I don't know what type of cancer mine is. And I just know that my cancer was in my chest. I didn't know anything about thymic. So we at the last day, I check out on the 23rd, like it's a hotel. And by this point, they have come up with, we think. That's all I heard was we think. I'm so tired of the word we think. When I left the hospital, we were under the assumption that it was probably colon and intestinal because it had to originate from something. Mm-hmm. So before I left the hospital, I learned 3 valuable things. I learned thymic adenocarcinoma. And if you don't know what your thymus is right here. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what the hell a thymus was. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I didn't know what a carcinoma was to begin with. So now I have thymic adenocarcinoma. Well, let me tell you why that's important. And this is where it gets foolishness. There are 16 noted people in the United States of America who have thymic adenocarcinoma. Hello, 16. Meet number 17. Yes. I am number 17.
One counted 15, and then there's a 16, and then you are 17.
I'm the 17th noted person
in a world. In the United States.
In the United States, because the other
United States,
either 12th or 14th person is from is outside the United States.
Okay.
But it is thymic adenocarcinoma. It is one of the rarest cancers in the cancer family because you know what this cancer does? It plays peekaboo. It goes into all of your vital organs, and it's an immunocancer. So it jumps inside of your bloodstream and it appears in your colon and in your intestines and in your brain and in your stomach and in your kidneys, and it just pops all around. And because it does that, they stick you in your colon, in your lungs. They just keep prodding because they're trying to find it. Mm-hmm. Well, when I left there was too many words for me. So I started researching. Google, yet again, the devil and the devil cousin. When you research thymic adenocarcinoma, because now I'm scared, it gives you the life expectancy of someone who has stage 4, because I found that I have stage 4 cancer, not stage 1, 2, or 3. I got stage 4. Thymic adenocarcinoma has a life expectancy of 5 years.
So before we go any more, hold on, because we have to make sure that we are understanding this. At this point, when you see I'm number 17 in the United States of America, not only did I went from not knowing anything was wrong other than my shoulder was bothering me. And I thought it had something to do with me moving luggage on my flights. And now I'm going to be out for 61 days, but I still don't know what all is going on, to no, it is cancer, to now it's cancer that's so rare that only 16 other people have it except for you. And then to take that a step further and say your uber rare cancer is stage 4. What did that feel like for you? What was happening in your mind?
I knew that I was going to die, because you can't tell me I'm a minority woman with a rare cancer that nobody knows about in the state of Arizona. I ain't never seen it before in their life. And I'm the 17th person with it, that I'm not dying tomorrow. Yeah. And I felt like I was dying tomorrow. Like it just, everything just caved inside of my soul.
When that happens for a person, because I want this is such a rare opportunity to talk to someone at this stage of what's going on and what has happened for you. So in that moment where you felt like I'm going to die tomorrow, it's probably going to be tomorrow or this afternoon. Uh, what happened in terms of the mother in you, for your mother heart? What did it go through? What did you experience?
The first thing you think about is, how much life insurance do I have for my child? What is his life going to look like? Because you start looking at what the value of your life is. And as you know, within our community, we do not plan for the next level. Well, I plan. I plan. I've had too many careers where I like to play with danger, so I had to plan. But I started thinking about that. Wow, I need to pull out this life insurance policies now. I need to go ahead and dust them off. I need to make sure everything is up to date. And I need my son to know that the value of my life now has a value, because we are looking at what my life is going to look like, because don't nobody know nothing about this cancer. And I feel like I have an impeccable team, but they don't know nothing about my cancer. And they discharged me from this hospital, confused, uncertain, not knowing, and they have a whole plan set up. I'm going to meet with everybody with a PhD, MD, all these alphabets that mean nothing to me, because I want to get to my son, whose letter starts with a Z. I just want to get home. I need to get home to my child so I can hug him. Because who doesn't know their mom has cancer? At this point, my 10-year-old son doesn't know his mom has cancer. He knows his mom got his chest cut open. And he thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So I go home and I see this face, and it is morphed into my face, and all is right in the world, because I just want to hug him, and I can't pick him up because I can't lift, so I sit
at that point, you couldn't even lift your arms really above your shoulders.
Because they literally, they do the same procedures if you have open heart surgery. So my whole chest was cracked open and tore open, and they found some carburetors in there. So when I go home, my son wants to hug me, and I ain't hugged him in a minute, so he squeezed me so tight, and I thought my head was gonna pop off because I had so much pain. But you know what? I let him squeeze me 2 times tighter, because I don't know if I was ever gonna get squeezed like that again in my life. Because I'm thinking about death. Every other second is a thought of death. So from February 23rd until, what's today, January 10th, I think about death probably 6 times a day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day.
And what does that feel like so I would imagine, you're in your head, you're in your emotions, you're in your heart, because you're thinking about something so big. What does that do to your body, though? Because at the same time, your body is sick. Your body is dealing with this cancer that is, at that point, still only thought to be one thing, one type, one cancer, but we don't know what to do other than it's rare and we don't have answers. So
and we're going to research it.
And we're going to research you to pieces. But how was that helping or hindering you from healing internally with having so much on your mind and your heart?
Well, it did so much internal damage, because my body couldn't heal because I couldn't settle enough. So now you're giving me all these pain meds to stop the pain, but the pain it's physical, but it's way more mental, So I had to come to a point, literally, where I had to learn how to almost develop a whole nother personality, because I had to be able to separate my psyche from myself so that I can function. So I had to be super mom, and then I had to be able to go back and deal with the pain that I was having and not let it show, because you can't be weak, because weakness is a sin.
That's right.
I have to show this child that I am strong every day, because I need him to be secure, that I can still provide and take care of him. Sick.
So at that point, let's move a little bit forward, because I think what is interesting for people to know is that at that point, when you had just gotten that much information, that was already overwhelming. That was already like, if they never said another word, if nothing else was wrong, if they didn't find anything, nothing, that was enough. That was enough.
Absolutely.
And then what happened?
And then we start going into, we've done chemo, we've done radiation. We're still testing me because they keep seeing this cancer, this thymic adenocarcinoma develop. And then reality hits because that 60-day mark is coming. And I only took off that amount of time for work.
Days. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then like one random day, I think I called you and I was like, oh, shoot. What do I do about a job? Mm-hmm. I love my career. Mm-hmm. I can't fly. I have blood clots all through my body and I have active cancer. I'm getting ready to start chemo and radiation, and life just like seemed to keep coming closer and closer, like a melon. My head was going to pop because I had to realize how to be able to still provide and survive, you know. And then it got real and I had to learn, and then it got real. Then it got real because I'm a very prideful person. You know, I pride myself on having it together and being able to provide and hold my own and handle my own. I don't need nobody for nothing, you know, because if you don't need nobody, then can't nobody take nothing from you because you can do it on your own. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't. And I'm looking at this little boy and I'm trying to realize, like, what do I do about work? What am I going to do about my house? And their bills are coming. And I'm just like, oh, shoot, what do I do? Like, cancer is here, but my life don't stop. That mortgage got to be paid. They don't care about cancer because I didn't research because it was just too much coming at me. And I was scared. And it's been a very long time that I've been scared. You scared when you go through labor. Yeah. Well, that's 10 years ago. I ain't been scared since then. So now I'm scared and I have to learn to lean and depend and rely. And none of those things make me feel comfortable, you know. And you have to become humble. And I've never been an unhumble person, but I don't have to ask. So I don't have to be super humble because I don't have to ask you for nothing. And then I had to. Then I had to. Then I had to. I had to go to friends and family because I didn't know how to provide for this little boy that means everything. Everything in my life. Everything in my life changed. And I hated it. And then your psyche plays games on you. And then you sit in your room after you've taken way too much medication because they keep you drugged up to stop the pain. So you're in your room and your room is quiet and it's still, and you laying in the bed because you can't physically get up because you're tired and your mind starts to play tricks on you. And you start thinking about, man, am I better off not here? You know, because if I'm not here, he will never have to want for a thing. My mother would never want for things. I have enough insurance and they will live life peacefully. Because my whole goal is to make sure everybody's taken care of. So if I'm not here, then I can provide for them and I can continue to provide for him. And he can be great and profound. And I remember laying in that bed and those thoughts were coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. And they kept coming. And I thought about a lot of things. And my best friend went and got my son from school. And that little boy ran into my room and just burst the door open. And he just was like, Mommy, I was thinking about you. He just kissed me all over my face. And I was like, that was nothing but God, because I knew in that moment, that little boy did not come in that room it was going to be a different outcome. And I felt it. And I knew that I had reached a point that I had never been. And then you start looking at the bottles of the medication. It gives you psychosis and suicidal ideations. And, you hear about the stuff on TV until you start taking the medicine. But that's not going to be me and my story until it's me and it's my story. And I remember calling you and you kept asking me, where your mind at? Where your mind at? And I kept saying, I'm okay. And you was like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna call you right back. Because I wasn't okay.
I remember the day that you went to chemo, to the first treatment.
Oh, that sucked.
And you called me from the waiting room, the waiting space where they had you back, where the other patients who were also receiving chemo and radiation were sitting. And you were whispering and you were like, these people are sick.
Yes.
I remember you saying that. These people are sick. I don't need to be in here with them. They are sick. Some of them don't have their hair. Some of them look like they already dead. They're sick and I am not. What is happening? And I remember just hearing and seeing in your face, like it hit you like you understood it differently. The moment that you were in that space with other people who were further along in their cancer journey, you understood something differently that day. It changed things for you that day.
It changed my.
So you get through chemo treatment.
Worst
treatment, and it was hard. Treatment was hard. Yes.
Chemo and radiation simultaneously. Radiation 5 days a week. Chemo every Wednesday, 5.5 hours. Whooped my behind. There was no fight in me, I'm talking about from the night sweats to the vomiting to you can't eat, to you want to eat, to you're hungry, to you got pain. I hated it. 8 weeks of pure hell.
And the thought at that time was it was going to be better. The 8 weeks of pure chemo radiation hell was going to mean at the end of that, on week 9, things were going to look different and your body would be healthier and you would be able to now go on with the rest of your life. But that's not what happened.
Normal activities. They said when they released me from chemo, I needed to have a good 2 months for my body to heal before we did our testing. And then the COVID scare came a little heavier, so we had to push my date back. So my date was December. I see my oncologist, my team regularly. They monitor me, but they don't do the full body scan. December 14th, I have that date etched on everything because that's my get out of jail free card. That was the worst day of my damn life because I go and get my testing done on December 14th. And, they have you got 24 hours that they're going to let you before you get your results back. I go home, I leave and I go home and we do an MRI, CAT scan, PET scan. I pull up in my driveway, get out my car, get in the house. And my oncologist calls me from his cell phone to my cell phone. And I looked at it and I was like, not today, Satan. And I let it ring. And he called back and I said, oh, he must really want something. Let me answer it. I wish I would have never answered this man's call in my life. Because I answered his call and he said,
what did he say?
He said, I need you to pack a bag. You're going back. And I said, going back where? I said, why? And he was like, how long is it going to take you? And I'm irritated and I'm just frustrated. And I said, I need an hour and a half. So I have to get my son situated and I have to get back there. And I'm just snatching things and throwing things in his bags. I'm like, this is going to be some nonsense. I get to the hospital and they fast track you. They do real good when your doctor calls. They fast track you through the process. I get in the back and the doctor, the emergency room doctor has all my results from my CAT scan MRI. And she was like, yeah, we see that your cancer has metastasized. Whoa. We're not going to do that.
Right. Back to these words that I know nothing about. What did it do?
I said, what happened? What? So she said it metastasized. She said, your oncologist didn't tell you? I said, no, he didn't say anything. So, hi, good Ann. go ahead and give me the information. She pulls out this sheet and it felt like it was one of the scriptures that just rolled. And she got to read, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, no, this is supposed to be my get out of jail free card day. What do you want with my life? She says, your cancer has metastasized to 75% of your upper body. Well, I am not a tall person.
Okay, hold on. No. 75%. So I just want to throw the numbers out here again so that we understand and we all stay understanding this route. Patient number 17 of a rare cancer that has a 5-year lifespan. Now it's 8 weeks of treatment. And now, even after the treatment, it is 75% of your torso. The cancer has metastasized to 75%.
They see it in my right breast. It is in my left lung. It is back in the center mass, literally where your rib cage meets. It is in my neck. It is in my shoulder. I had blood clots throughout this process that have wrapped themselves around the cancer mass. So now my blood clots in the cancer and they're playing games. And then I have a nodule. I keep feeling this little thing in my throat. And I'm like, what is that? Now it gets really interesting. So in the center of my neck, all of this swollen area, and these numbers keep coming out because this is 5 by 2 by 2. Them stupid numbers again. I have a secondary carcinoma that is stage 4, that is unrelated to what is in my shoulders going down to my torso. They did an emergency.
So now you got
biopsy.
stage 8. You got an 8. A 4 and a 4 and an 8 is an 8.
They do an emergency biopsy that night. And I'm just exhausted. I'm just irritated. And they pull out these samples and it hurts. Now, mind you, it hurts at this point because I'm frustrated. And they send it off. So now you got to sit here. So now I got to stay in the hospital till the results come. Great. We go upstairs. They find me a room. I'm in there. Oh my God. Although I don't come home till after Christmas because my cancer, the thymic adenocarcinoma, now it has a friend, has now wrapped around my jugular vein. They are now seeing a nodule in the back part of my brain. So it is just like one railroad wreck after another. And it's like, I can't get a break. I can't get a break. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I don't understand what it is I have done wrong. I'm doing everything they asked me to do and then some. And it seems like every turn is more cancer and more trouble and just more foolishness. And I can't win. And now I'm sitting here, July 10th, getting ready to start another round of chemo, another round with no end in sight, because what they told me is they don't even know what to do with me. So they just gonna keep doing stuff, which means that window of opportunity starts getting more and more dim, because it's so rare, you don't know what to do with it, that all you can do is keep trying. So we don't use the word terminal. And I had 5-year life expectancy when I didn't have any complications. So now I have all these complications, which cuts that 5-year number into half. And it'll be a year and 5 days that I've had this cancer, which means you're telling me I have 24 to 36 months left. I'm 43. So by 46, I can be
and your son is
11.
43 and your son is 11.
So I might make it to his 15th birthday, and you want me to process this. So now I'm angry. And I've gotten a second and a third opinion. And just because you go outside of your realm, it doesn't mean they give you another answer. They just give you the ability to tell you other methods of how to try something. And I'm tired.
Right.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful because at any given time, I didn't have to wake up. And I understand that. But it's hard. It's hard. And it's lonely. And it's frustrating.
Yes.
And I try my best to be happy for everybody and make sure everybody's okay. Everybody is okay, because I don't want them to fret and worry about me, because my heart says I'm going to be okay. My mind don't always say that, because I'm a logical person. And when I look at the numbers, and I look at what my body is putting me through, it don't always give me, that 2 + 2 gonna give you 4. I don't know if I feel like that. So I'm getting prepared. I'm preparing myself for what may or may not come. I haven't lost faith and I haven't lost hope, but I have to be prepared.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you said that you haven't lost faith and hope, because my next question, and I think this would be anyone's next question, or it should be, is how do you reconcile what is happening in your body? How do you reconcile the cancer, the multiple cancers, the stage 4s, all the numbers? How do you reconcile the data with your faith? Because your faith had been a big part of your upbringing. That was, your life in the Muslim community and all of those things. That was part of, what formed you into the woman that you are. But now when all of this started to happen, how did you understand that?
I don't even know if I understand it. I am learning to lean into the unknown, and I am learning to put my faith in front of my fear. And some days are easier than others. And some days I am just angry, and I am grudgeful because I want to understand, what did I do? And if I had done something, have I not repented enough for it to be given mercy and grace?
Do you believe that in your heart now, at this point on January 10th? Do you believe in your heart that this is because of something that you did?
I don't believe that it's something I did anymore. What I think now is it's a lesson, and it's that whole, we all know it. God does not give you any more than what you can bear. I think he could have sent me an email this last time. I really do. But I believe that it is something that I am supposed to see in this, something that I'm supposed to teach in this, something that I'm supposed to give. There is a message I'm supposed to give to the world, or to my son, or something he's going to carry on if I am not here. There's something in this, and it has not been shown to me yet. So all I can do is fight. I can give it everything I have. And if it be the will of God, whoever God it is you have, that I'm here to see that coming to fruition, then good. If I am not, then I know I've given it the best what it is I physically had to give.
Okay. So I am going to ask you a series of very tough questions. It's 3. It's only 3, so it's not a quiz, but a series of 3 tough questions. And I am asking these questions specifically because I want you to have your answers. I want your family to have your answers. And I want Zig to have your answers. And so the first question is, what is it that you want Ziggy to know? If everything works out well and you are healed and move on and life just continues, what do you want him to know about this process? If that does not happen, and your body is not healed, and you do not spend more time on this earth in this plane, what do you want him to know?
I would as I look into this, I want Zaire to know that his mother loves him with every fiber of my being. I would lay my life down for him. If he got another breath to be able to breathe, I would sacrifice my whole life every day over and over and over again for him, because he is the best thing I've ever done. There is not a love that I will have that will be more profound than the love I have for that young man. Literally. He is the reason I wake up every morning. He's the reason why I breathe. He is the reason why I'm probably not in the insane asylum today or locked up. It's because of him.
Yeah.
Because he's everything. He's everything.
Okay. The second question. What is it that you want this world to know about you? What do you want them to know? What do you want us to know? And again, this is if everything works out or if nothing works out. What would you like your life to have said?
That there is not a value that can ever be placed on the amount of love that I have for people. Those who I know, those who I don't know, those who I may meet in this life or the next. Everything that I ever want to do is for someone to know that they are loved, because there's too much unlove in the world. So if I can leave that, know that you are loved, that you are valued, that there is something, that inner voice inside you that makes you fight. You fight because it is in you, and everyone is innately good. You just have to tap into your goodness because it's in you, and do something to promote somebody. Do something, say something kind, because you don't know if that kindness, that kind word could save someone's literally their life. That everything about me is love.
Everything about you is love. Okay. And then the final question is, I have a final question, then I'm going to give you a final statement. But my final question for you is, what is it that you want people to know about the woman that you are? People have assumptions. People think they know when they see, or they misunderstand what they see. So what is it that you want folks to know? Like, this was the fact. This is the fact. I'm telling you, this thing. What is that?
I am a lot more bark than I am bite, but don't cross me. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right. Because you would get bit.
I am quick to claw you, but it is nothing more than a defense mechanism, for me to stay safe. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's amazing. When I look at you, good thing I don't wear mascara. It'd be all
right.
When I look at you, I see you, and I want you to hear this. When I look at you today, January 10th, is it the 10th? Okay, January 10th, you look the same as you did 20 years ago.
That's good. That's good. That scale would say something different. Don't cry. Don't cry for me, because I'm going to fight this. I don't have no choice.
Your heart is the same.
Absolutely.
Your heart's the same. If anything, it's bigger. It's bigger than it was 20 years ago. But everything, all the pieces that make you who you are still all of those things today. And I need you to know that. I need you to know that. I hope that anyone who has the opportunity to spend this little time with us and who have the opportunity to hear your words and hear from your heart and see all that is light about you. I hope that this encourages somebody else in their process, in their journey. One, to make them know that they're not alone in what they experience.
Absolutely not.
Two, to let them know that they can overcome, that they can be better, they can be healed, they can be whole. And that three, whatever God allows, whatever that is, it is well. It is well. It is well. I hope that people take the opportunity to support you and to support your family during this time in your life. That 61 days turned into a never go back to your career that you love so much, traveling the world. So I hope that not just this city, but your city, Arizona, your state, I hope that they are able to see this and support you and your family at this time. I need you to know that I love you.
Absolutely. If you love me, you give me them earrings.
You can have them. You can have them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me share your story. This is, to me, this is the biggest thing I've ever done. And I'm so happy that I got to do it with you.
That is an honor coming from you. I love you. It is an honor and a pleasure to sit here and have this dialogue. Thank you. Thank you for letting me get it out. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be in touch.
Oh, I love you.
Thank you so much for listening to Soulful with Kiantha. Please keep in touch with me on Facebook and Instagram. Email me with any questions at kiantha@socialmedia.com. That's KIANTHA @SOULCIAL media.com. To all my supporters and listeners, without you, this would not be possible. A special thank you goes out to all of my team who help make Soulful with Kiantha a success. Have a great day, everybody. I love you. This podcast is sponsored in part by We Are Volunteers of America. At VOA Eastern Washington and Northern Idaho, we specialize in providing care to youth and adults with housing first solutions and low barrier access to services, because homelessness shouldn't be a life sentence. For 125 years, we've been uplifting individuals, communities, including disabled adults, veterans, as well as pregnant and parenting teens, helping them to weather life's storms. Our work touches the mind, body, heart, and ultimately the spirit of those we serve. voaspokane.org. Our City, Our Stories. Do you have an idea for a podcast? Are you ready to share your thoughts with a worldwide audience, but don't want to invest in podcasting equipment? At Spokecast with a K, we offer on-site recording through our mobile studio, or join us at our Spokecast studio located at 304 West Pacific Avenue. Please contact us at hello@spokecast.com. Maker and Made, your not-so-secret team of creative powerhouses. Whether it's a brand identity, website, fresh packaging, product photography, or social media management, We're the girls for all things marketing and design for your business. Contact us at maker-made.com.